And then even yesterday, when I started looking at the notes, I thought, you know what? There's really no reason this thing can't continue to strengthen. The Gulf has everything a storm needs to get stronger. There's no shear fighting this storm. There's no weather system fighting this storm. It's got warm water above 84 degrees right below it. The only thing that could influence this storm in any way is the shallowness of the water close to the coastline in the Gulf. And this storm is so strong already, George, it's barreling right through that. So this is going to be one of the worst storms, not only for this part of Florida in history, but destructive as well. Let's show you a little bit, George, about what's happening with the eye, the center of this storm. Now, I often call landfall on a storm when the eye wall itself makes connection, because that's what people feel. That's what, when people are hunkering down in their homes, they know when that eye moves on shore. The Hurricane Center calls the connection when the center, the lowest pressure of the storm, and that'll be right in there when it makes connection. So they'll say the official landfall of this storm is when that center of the storm moves on. But I'll tell you, George, what people are feeling right now, from where Ginger is in Mexico Beach all the way into Panama City, they're feeling the worst part of this storm, that eye wall. Now, go ahead, George.
Well, I was going to say, Sam, why did the storm crop up so quickly?
George, this is kind of what happens with a Gulf or a Caribbean forming storm. When we have a storm that forms way off the coast of Mexico, off the coast of Africa, and we watch those things move across the Atlantic like we did with Florence, we have plenty of time to say, look, here's a storm. We have weeks, or we have days and almost a week to talk about that storm. This storm formed Saturday. It kind of spun up very quickly down in the warm waters, south of Cuba, by the Yucatan Peninsula. And so we didn't have a lot of time to talk about the storm, because that's when the storm developed. The Hurricane Center is looking at everything, and we've got Nadine out there in the Atlantic right now. We've got another one to talk about in the Atlantic. But when you're looking at this, George, it's only because we've got very quick time to develop, 2 or 3 days max before they make landfall.
Okay, Sam, stand by, because I want to go back to David Muir. Got something happening down there in Panama.